Y'all know something must happen for me to be recording a video like this. Guys, some kind of way my camera got encrypted, but I still had a video for y'all, and I was like, I'm not gonna lose that good ass footage because half the video got encrypted. So today's video is court attention at all costs. I believe this is law 27 of Robert Greene's 48 Laws of Power. And what it tells us is that everything is judged by its appearance. What is unseen counts for nothing. So never let yourself get lost in the crowd then or buried in oblivion. And he does this by talking about the story of Barnum. He was, of course, a part of Barnum and Bailey, and what he did was he was consistently creating ways to get people involved in this idea of courting attention at all costs. He was always trying to find ways to keep his name alive, even if it was negative, even if it was detrimental, even if it seemed to go against everything he was trying to do. Meaning sometimes he would plant negative stories about himself in the press. Like seriously, he would put negative stories about himself into the press to get people engaged in what he was doing. He would also, he had this man carry around bricks and drop bricks just to keep people's mind engaged. He would create lies about his different acts. And so basically his whole thing here was just consistently staying in the public eye, no matter if it seemed negative or not. What was important to Barnum, which is what should be important to all of us, is to keep our names relevant. So one way to do this is to surround your name with sensation and scandal. So he just consistently made scandal. He made sensation about himself. If you guys seen the new Cruella movie, you'll see that she excellently does this way of like always courting attention at all costs in order to like solidify her brand. Another thing you can do is that just remember that notoriety is bringing power. Doesn't matter if you're being slandered, doesn't matter anything, long as you're not being ignored. A solid counterbalance to this approach is to create an air of mystery around yourself. So make yourself mysterious. To do this, though, you have to have someone else like promoting for you. So if anybody is familiar with the socialite Lori Harvey, you can go to her Instagram right now and notice that she barely says a word. But she's been shouted out in music, she's been shouted out on interviews, everywhere, because everyone else promotes the work for her. And so now she's mysterious enough to where people are just consistently wondering who she is without actually being involved. So keep your cards close to your chest. Remember that people are drawn to those who seem enigmatic and have an air of mystery about themselves, which increases your presence and creates anticipation and keeps everyone glued to your next move. So your whole goal here is court attention at all costs. It does not matter how crazy it looks. The goal is to keep everyone glued to your very next move. And if you're doing that, then you are succeeding. Okay, my camera went off, but I'm finishing this video today. What did you saying? What did you saying, friend? Okay, so what I was saying, basically, never be ignored. Never allow, like, try to consistently make an air of mystery of yourself. And so when you do that, people tend to, like, consistently look to you to bring more spectacle. The problem with that is you have to get more and more diabolical in your delivery. So you'll see, let me fix the camera a bit. Fuck, you can't see your girl. Okay, now you're seeing too much of your girl. Okay, so yeah, I didn't want that video to go to waste. So my camera shut off, so I had to switch it over, and now you're looking at me here on my phone camera, but we all good. Okay, but basically, I think the inherent problem with constantly trying to court attention at all costs is that the public gets bored, and they're getting bored a lot faster. We got 15-second reels, y'all. That's how fast people get bored. And so people are getting bored that fast. You have to start going further and further and further to court attention. And so think about like the Kardashians. I mean, I hate to like drag them into this. I know they get enough bad press as it is, but like, just let's look at it. Like we have the sex tape, and then that couldn't last too long, so he created like a socialite, this the promiscuous girl, right? And then that couldn't last too long, so we had to get her like married, and then she had to have like a crazy story behind the marriage, and then that couldn't last too long, so she had to have a divorce. And then that couldn't last too long, so she had to keep switching boyfriends, get married, she had to have children, she had to pose naked, she had to do crazy things with her hair, she had to be accused and slandered in the public. But she had to continue to go further and further and further up until, to keep that it girl status. And even to the point where it's like she had to bring her sisters involved. Okay, well, they're losing interest in me, so give them Kylie. They lose interest. Okay, give them Kendall. Like, just giving them the public eye more and more to feed on. And you even have them personally placing their own images and articles in the press to continue to court that attention. And yeah, that's just one of the wild ways it's like things manifest. But they have to continue to court attention, and in doing so, you see the desperation go further and further up. So like, for instance, you have social media influencers, right? And at first they may just be very like regular. They may just be like, I just do fitness, and then maybe a fitness video goes viral, and they're like, oh, okay, I got their attention, great. Like, you get the limelight and for 15 minutes, and then people get bored with you, and you're like, wait, I'm losing them. Okay, well, now I do fitness in little bitty clothes, and it's like, okay, all right, well, we're here again, right? And then you lose them. It's like, okay, well, now I'm doing bikini pics. Okay, now I'm twerking. Okay, now I'm posing naked. Like, okay, damn. So yeah, it's a slippery slope, and you have to kind of be in a place where it's like anything for the attention, or conscious enough of how you court that attention, right? You don't have to create a degrading image, but you just have to be conscious enough of like where you're taking the public eye, and having a lot of tactics to create that type of energy around you. So for instance, in the story of Barnum, he didn't court attention by getting naked or twerking anything. He courted his attention simply by, he had a guy go out there and place bricks, right? And then like do it over and over and over and over again until he was like eliciting crowds in the street, because they couldn't understand what he was doing. So they made them quizzical, and they made them watch because they were trying to understand. So if you can create confusion in people, you don't have to go like the sex appeal route. So think more creatively, like, how am I going to court their attention, and in what ways can I do this? So Doja Cat, it's probably a really good example of using the weird and unusual to court our attention, right? Like, she gave us this song about, bitch, I'm a cow, move, right? If you're not familiar with Doja Cat, she's like this entertainer who has really learned how to court attention based off of like the internet thing. She gave us a really weird song. People were trying to interpret what it meant. She always gives us incredibly amazing outfits, creative hairstyles. She tries to give us very interesting visuals, things that people have to really ponder about to understand. And I think that's a part of her enigma, right? To keep us intrigued. I think Lady Gaga did that. Even Sia with the whole I don't show my face, that was like a big thing, right? People were intrigued for her to show her face, and that brought a lot of controversy and a lot of attention towards her. You also have people that just attach themselves to an image or a name. So you have people like Janelle Monáe, who attached herself to this black and white image. You have people like Kanye West, who attaches himself to like this narcissistic energy, or people just assume he's crazy, but like it works for him. Like, people think he's crazy, but they also created a billionaire in the process of their ridicule. So that lets you know, like, even though people are saying bad things about you, it doesn't really, it creates, it's weird. Like, they can be saying all the crazy things about you and yet paying you to consistently provide them things to talk about. So don't worry about bad press. Just get attention, but be careful with it, you know. Watch it, because all power isn't great, and you can find yourself slipping or being so addicted to power that you lose yourself in desperation. But let me know, let me know what you think of this law and what law I should review next. And also check out Lit for Books. That's my website. That's where everything literary is going down, including book reviews. I have all my literary analysis papers there, as well as my children books that are for purchase. So don't sleep, you know, get it today. No, seriously. Okay, guys, have a great day, and I will catch you guys. I'll be back soon. A few days, a week tops.